بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to day 4 of Qur'an Recitation Mastery. In today's video, we'll be continuing our lesson on Makhaarij-Ul-Huroof, points of articulation of letters. In the last lesson, we talked about Dal to Shin. We said the 6 of them are tongue letters. They are pronounced from the tongue. So their point of articulation is al-lisan. Dal, Zal, Ra, Zay, Sin, and then Sheen. We have letter Saad. Letter Saad. Saad is a consonant letter. It is also pronounced from the tongue. And then it's quite similar to Sin, but it is characterized by its thickness and then the truth is involved. What we mean here is that when you pronounce Saad and then Sin, they are kind of alike, but when you're pronouncing your letter Sin, your lips would be flat. But when you're pronouncing letter Saad, it should be in form of Wizu, and then your lips would be round in that case, as in Saad, Saad, Saad. Letter Bod. Bod is a consonant letter. It is also pronounced from the tongue, and then it's quite similar to letter Dal, but characterized by its thickness and the truth is involved. Bod is pronounced as bud, 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 bud. The tips of your tongue would be touching your upper lip, as in bud, and then your cheek would be how do I call it? Like it should be bloated just like balloon, as in bud, bud. Just as immediately as you finish pronouncing the bud, it should flatten back. As in bud, bud, bud. We have letter po. Po. Po is a consonant letter. It is pronounced from the tongue. That means its point of articulation is al-lisan. And it is also quite similar to letter ta, but characterized by its thickness and the throat is involved. When you're pronouncing letter ta, the tip of your tongue will lean against the front teeth slightly more than the ta, and because of the strength needed in producing its sound. So when you're pronouncing letter po, po, the tip of your tongue would lean against the front tooth slightly more than when you're pronouncing letter ta, as in po, po, po. So the next letter we have vo. Vo is a consonant letter. It is also pronounced from the tongue. And its sound is produced between the very tip of your tongue and then the bottom edge of the two front teeth. As in vo, 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 vo. Then we have ain, ain. It is a consonant letter. It is pronounced from the throat. That is, its point of articulation is al-halq. So we have ain. People do mistake these for amza, which is pronounced as a. Here we have ain, 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 not a, not a, not a, but ain, ain, ain. It works with the truth. Then we have letter ghain. It is a consonant letter. It is pronounced from the throat. That means the point of articulation of ghain is al-halq. It is pronounced as ghain, 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 ghain. Now the next letter we have letter fa. Fa. Fa is a consonant letter. It is pronounced from the lips. That is, the point of articulation of fa is ash-shafatayn. It is characterized by the edge of the front upper teeth meeting the lower lip. This is just like story, but you can just liken it to the pronunciation of letter F in English. The exact way you pronounce your letter F, that's the way you pronounce your letter fa. As in F, fa, F, fa. So that's just so simple. Then an example is when we have form, fat, fantastic. So the way you pronounce the letter F in those words is the exact way you would pronounce the letter fa. So this is the end of today's lesson. You have your exercises. As usual, I should find someone who knows how to pronounce the Arabic letters properly, and that's better to be your teacher or an hafiz or hafizah, and let him or her hear you pronounce the letters you learned in this lesson. And of course, you should have it more accurate too. And make sure you also repeat these multiple times so you'd be sure you're getting it very much right and not making mistakes anytime you go back to pronounce it. Also, you should try to find the letters in the Qur'an and try pronouncing them. Go to the description box below and get the self-test. Make sure you do the self-test. You can just print it out and give it to your teacher, then he or she will test you. Okay, make sure you like this video if you like the content, share to your friends, leave a comment, and then subscribe to my channel if you are yet to subscribe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.